The dark side is the evil inside people of the Force. Fear leads to the dark side.
Anger.
Want, anger.
The Empire, which is led by Emperor Palpatine, is using the dark side of the Force to its advantage.
The other end of the spectrum is the light side, and that's what our Jedis are. Luke Skywalker, Yoda, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
He has found out that he is a Jedi. He has found out that Darth Vader is his father. So he becomes a Jedi Knight.
Because there were no Jedis left. Because Obi-Wan died and Yoda died. So the return of the Jedi is Luke, and he's like, I'm a Jedi now.
Luke's talking to Obi-Wan after Yoda dies. He says, Master Yoda spoke of another, your twin sister. And he's like, but I have no sister. Then he thinks about it. Like, Leia. Leia's my sister.
Return of the Jedi opens. We're at Jabba's palace. Han, sexy, lovely Han, is in carbonite. Leia is posing as a bounty hunter. She's got a weird mask on. She's like, dip, 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 dip.
Han comes out of the carbonite. She gets captured and wears the gold bikini.
Luke comes in, that all gets kind of bungled.
She escapes.
When Luke and Leia come back together, they have the new plan to go and take out the Death Star.
Han is like jealous because he thinks that Leia is like interested in both him and Luke. But Leia finds out that Luke is her brother.
It's like really dramatic because then you think back to Empire Strikes Back and you're like, she kissed you.
So then she's like, hey, buddy, don't worry about it. Luke's my brother.
They end wonderfully together.
We're not gonna think about the fact that I kissed him in the last movie. We're not gonna think about that.
And now he has to fight Vader because he needs to destroy the Sith, and he didn't want to. And Obi-Wan was like, "Well, they've already won. If you can't kill your father." And it doesn't really work. And Emperor Palpatine is like sitting in this chair. He's like, "Luke, you can come to the dark side."
Emperor Palpatine starts like shocking him with his force
Fingernails!
And Luke's just like, no.
Darth Vader is just like, "No, we cannot do this."
And he picks him up.
Throws him in a hole!
And then everyone's like, "Yeah!"
And then it blows up and Darth Vader's mortally wounded.
But it's really dramatic how that happens too.
He was like king of the dark side, but that ultimately what we proved in the very end was that he still had a connection with his son. There was still good in him, like Luke believed. Luke has to escape because the Death Star is about to explode, and that's the last he ever sees of his dad. And then he goes to Endor to see all his friends celebrate the end of the Death Star. That's when we get the party.
Obviously, celebration at the end is filled with Ewoks.
Luke's like, yeah, and then he looks over and there's some ghosts.
They're just like staring at him and like a blue haze around them.
If you watched it in the original version, like you should, you would know that the ghosts that Luke sees are Obi-Wan, Yoda, and Dad Anakin Skywalker. But if you've watched any DVDs produced after what, 2002?
New, fresh-faced Anakin Skywalker played by...
Hayden
Christensen.
Christensen.